Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Raiden Cage, and I want to talk to you about why functional training is just stupid. There are so many people on this platform that tell you whether or not functional training is the way to go. And honestly, in my opinion, just throw that right out the door. There's no reason for you to be going towards functional training because functional is very person specific. There's no reason as to why one person should train a certain way and another person train a different way. One person could be easily training for football. The other person should easily be training for dodgeball. You probably are training for baseball. So functional training is specific towards you and your goals. Most of society's goals is to build muscle. Most of society's goals is to lose fat. And if these are your goals, then what is the reason for you to train to be able to box jump or to jump a hurdle? There is no benefit for you to be able to train that way specifically, because if you do train that way specifically, there is no harm in doing so. But most of society is just not trying to do that. Let's say, for all intents and purposes, you are just trying to get better at doing a dumbbell chest press. That is functional, specific to you. There is no reason as to why you should be following someone on TikTok, on Instagram, or even on YouTube for teaching you how to box jump or to brace with your core while doing a side lateral raise for your shoulder. Just because someone has given you some sort of basic on a functional aspect doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to benefit you on the goals that are specified to you. If you're trying to do a dumbbell chest press, you want to know how to get better at doing the dumbbell chest press? By doing the dumbbell chest press. There is no other way to do it other than to do the movement that you're trying to get better at. Let's just paint a picture really quick, okay? You're in high school and you're trying to play football. Your coach is going to give you specific things in the time of playing football to get better at playing football. And obviously, your world right now is to play football. But to the outside world, is it even optimal or functional for you to train the way that you are to be able to run a marathon? No, not at all. There's certain people on YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram that will try to tell you that functional training is the best way to go in terms of being able to do everything, such as fighting or lifting weights in a manner that would result in lesser muscle gain. And obviously the rest of society doesn't really need to train in a specific way to build muscle, but if you're trying to build muscle, then training for a fighting sport, whatever it is, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts, karate, Muay Thai, I can't even name anymore, but you don't need to train to gain muscle by training to fight. I just want to put that out there, if that makes any sense to you. I want you to take those perspectives and just throw them out the door, because most of society, including you, will try to do things in the gym to benefit muscle growth or fat loss. And obviously, I'm not trying to put it out there that you should look like Chris Bumstead or train like a bodybuilder that's trying to go on stage, because the way that they lean down and gain muscle is not the healthiest, because they're on certain things and they train a certain way while being on certain things that will result in an unhealthy lifestyle. But if you're like me, who is natural and tries to train to the best of my abilities, and without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to transfer into the real world applications. You're gonna be able to pick a box up from the floor. You're gonna be able to touch the top of the roof like a 7th grader who recently realized that he's getting taller. You're gonna be able to pick up the gallon jugs at your work because you're stronger than everybody else at your job. Training specifically for what you want to do is what's gonna get you to the goal that you're trying to achieve. And since you and me are both trying to gain muscle in the longer period of time without having to take certain substances that will obviously cause you harm, then there's no reason as to why you should be training in a certain way to get better at fighting, or to train in a certain way that others would deem functional for themselves, because what's functional for them is not going to be functional for you. If you're not trying to learn how to fight, if you're not trying to learn how to clean and jerk, if you're not trying to learn how to run for a marathon, you're not going to train in that specific way. Does that make any sense to you? If I take a marathon runner and tell them that they're going to gain muscle by running marathons because it's functional, I would tell you to shut this video off and never listen to me ever again, because that's completely not true. If you're trying to build muscle, you're gonna train in repetitions between 5 to 9. You're gonna build muscle by doing about 2 to 4 sets per muscle group. You're gonna train until failure, or at least close to failure. You're gonna go out of your way to feel the pump, even though that's not correlated, but it's somewhat there to help gauge your intensity. For most people, that is exactly how you're going to train. You might even throw cardio at the end of your workout just because of the fact that you're trying to also get lean and look a certain way. Now, I want to get rid of this stigma as well that bodybuilders or people who are trying to gain muscle are just unathletic or just not strong in any sense whatsoever. You are going to get stronger in the gym when you are lifting weights. Even if you do it in a non-functional manner, you're still going to gain muscle, and you're still going to get bigger, and you're still going to get stronger. Gaining muscle doesn't mean you're gonna get weaker. Gaining muscle doesn't mean you're gonna get stagnant and the rest of the world is going to pass you. I want you to understand that going above and beyond in the gym, regardless of what you're trying to do, will help you achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. And if the goal is to gain muscle and try to look like your favorite competitor or look the best that you can be, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to get stronger. And that will transfer into the real world to where you will be able to do certain things that the normal average Joe who's standing right by your side probably cannot do. One of being is being able to push your car so that you can get gasoline when you lose gas. Another one could be lifting up a jug of water so that the rest of your workplace can drink it. Another one can be being the strong friend that will help your other friend move houses because they don't have to hire a crew to do it. All of this stuff is real world applications. Why would you go out of your way to train like a fighter if that is not your goal and your goal is to build muscle? The best way to build muscle generally across the board is to do 2 to 4 sets, is to do 5 to 9 reps per muscle group per set. It is to train until failure, or at least close to failure, in the best and most effective way possible. So doing a clean and jerk, generally speaking, won't even get you there faster than doing something for your chest and doing something for your back and doing something for your quads and doing something for your abs, all in their own separate workouts. Doing a clean and jerk or doing some sort of pull-up isn't going to generally get you there faster. Now, granted, they are all good movements. I'm not saying all of them are bad movements, but if you're trying to build muscle, that is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to build muscle. And if you're going to do it in the most effective way possible, you're going to build muscle in the most effective way possible. Training for functionality is exactly just that. If you're trying to train for a certain thing, that is functional for you. If you're trying to train to pick up your kid, that is completely functional towards you. There are people in the gym that I've seen that pick up kettlebells above their head and they tell me I need to lift this weight because it's the weight of my child and the kettlebell is only 20 pounds. So it makes a lot of sense. What you're training for is specific to you. It's point blank. You don't have to train like a fighter. You don't have to train like a bodybuilder. You don't have to train like a marathon runner. You don't have to train a certain way. Sometimes doing the most unorthodox thing will help you lead and achieve your goal in your way, because that is exactly what fitness should be about. Not everyone is going to lose fat and gain muscle. Not everyone wants that. Not everyone wants to train like a fighter. Not everyone wants to do anything specific in a gym for what the general population would say is fitness. What is specific to you is going to be functional for you and nobody else. That's it.